Hi, Sophia. I have been studying English for 2 years now. I can talk about basic things, but I feel stuck. How can I get better?
That's a great question, Alex. First, we need to know your level. Can you read simple books? Can you watch English movies without help?
I can read easy books and understand some movies, but sometimes I don't understand new words. I want to speak like native speakers do.
I see. You are at intermediate level now. The next step is to make specific goals. What do you want to do with English? Work? Travel? Study?
I want to use English at work. I work in a computer company. Sometimes I need to talk to foreign clients about technology.
Perfect. Then you need to learn business English and computer words. This is called specialized vocabulary. It's different from everyday English.
But there are so many new words. How can I remember them all? Sometimes I forget words I learned yesterday.
Don't worry. Start with words you use most at work. Write them down. Use them in sentences. The more you use them, the better you remember.
That makes sense. What about reading? I only read simple stories now. Should I try harder books?
Yes, but go slowly. Try news articles first. They use real English, but are not too difficult. After that, try business magazines about computers.
I tried reading news before, but it was too hard. There were too many words I didn't know. I felt frustrated.
That's normal. Don't look up every new word. Try to guess the meaning first. Read the whole sentence. Sometimes you can understand without knowing every word.
Oh, I always stop when I see a new word. Maybe that's my mistake. What about listening? I watch English movies, but actors speak so fast.
Movies are good, but try different things too. Listen to news, podcasts, and interviews. People speak differently in each situation. This helps you understand different accents.
I never tried podcasts. Are they good for learning? Which one should I listen to?
Yes. Start with news podcasts. They speak clearly. Later, try podcasts about computers and technology. This helps with your work vocabulary too.
That's a good idea. But what about speaking? I'm shy when I talk to native speakers. I'm afraid of making mistakes.
Everyone makes mistakes. It's part of learning. The important thing is to practice speaking regularly. Do you have chances to speak English at work?
Sometimes, but not often. Most of my coworkers speak our language. I only speak English in important meetings with foreign clients.
Try to find more opportunities. Maybe join online English groups. Practice speaking about your work topics. This builds your confidence slowly.
I heard about language exchange programs. Is that a good way to practice speaking?
Absolutely. You can teach your language to someone and they teach you English. It's free and very helpful. You get real conversation practice.
What about pronunciation? Sometimes people don't understand me because of my accent. How can I improve this?
Your accent is okay. The important thing is clear pronunciation. Listen to how native speakers say words. Practice the sounds that are difficult for you.
Which sounds should I focus on? There are so many different sounds in English.
Focus on sounds that change the meaning of words. For example, ship and sheep sound different. Practice these pairs until you can hear and say the difference.
I never thought about that. What about writing? I need to write emails to clients sometimes. My writing feels very simple.
Writing takes practice too. Start by reading good business emails. Notice how they start, what phrases they use, and how they end politely.
Should I copy those phrases? Is that okay, or is it like cheating?
It's not cheating. Professional writing has standard phrases. Learning these phrases helps you write clearly and politely. Native speakers use them too.
That's good to know. Sometimes I worry about grammar. I still make mistakes with verb tenses. Should I study grammar books again?
At your level, don't focus too much on grammar rules. Instead, notice grammar patterns when you read and listen. This is more natural than memorizing rules.
But what if I make grammar mistakes when talking to important clients? Won't they think I'm unprofessional?
Most people understand that English is your second language. If your message is clear, small grammar mistakes are not a big problem. Confidence is more important.
You're right, I worry too much about perfection. What about learning about culture? Sometimes I don't understand jokes or references in movies.
Cultural knowledge is very important. Watch different types of shows. Read about holidays and traditions in English-speaking countries. This helps you understand references and jokes.
I never thought culture was part of language learning. Can you give me an example of why it's important?
Sure. If someone says, "It's raining cats and dogs," they don't mean real animals. It means it's raining very hard. These expressions come from culture.
Oh, I heard that phrase before but didn't understand it. Are there many expressions like this?
Yes, thousands. But don't worry about learning all of them. Learn the ones you hear often. Ask people to explain when you don't understand.
Good advice. How can I create more opportunities to use English every day? I live in a non-English speaking country.
Change your phone and computer to English. Watch English news instead of local news. Listen to English music. Small changes make a big difference.
I never thought about changing my phone language. Won't that be confusing at first?
Maybe for a few days, but you'll learn quickly. You already know how to use your phone, so you'll understand the English words from context.
That's smart. What about finding English-speaking friends? Is it important to have native speaker friends?
It helps, but it's not necessary. You can practice with other English learners too. Sometimes they're more patient and understand your challenges better.
How can I find these practice partners? I don't know many people who speak English here.
Try online platforms for language exchange. Join English clubs in your city. Some libraries have English conversation groups. Social media also has English learning groups.
I'll look for these groups, but how do I stay motivated? Sometimes I feel like I'm not improving fast enough.
Progress at advanced levels is slower, but it's still happening. Keep a learning journal. Write down new words you learn each week. You'll be surprised how much you improve.
A learning journal sounds helpful. Should I write in English or my native language?
Write in English. This gives you extra writing practice. Don't worry about mistakes in your journal. It's just for you.
What if I have weeks when I don't feel like studying? Is it okay to take breaks?
Short breaks are okay, but try not to stop completely. Even 10 minutes a day helps you remember what you learned. Consistency is more important than long study sessions.
10 minutes sounds manageable. What should I do in those 10 minutes on busy days?
Listen to an English song, read one news article, or review vocabulary cards. Choose something you enjoy. Learning should be fun, not a punishment.
I like that idea. What about setting goals? How do I know if I'm making progress?
Set small, specific goals. For example, this month I will learn 50 business vocabulary words, or I will have one English conversation each week. Write down your goals.
Should I take English tests to measure my progress, like TOEFL or IELTS?
Tests can help, but they're not the only way to measure progress. Notice if you understand movies better, or if speaking feels easier. These are real progress signs.
That makes sense. I think I understand movies better now than 6 months ago. What about learning from mistakes? How should I handle errors?
Mistakes are learning opportunities. When someone corrects you, say thank you and try to use the correct form next time. Don't feel embarrassed about mistakes.
I always feel bad when people correct me. But you're right, they're trying to help me improve.
Exactly. Good friends and colleagues want to help you succeed. Ask them to correct important mistakes, especially in work situations.
What kind of mistakes should I focus on fixing first? I make many different types of errors.
Focus on mistakes that cause confusion. If people often ask, "What do you mean?" then work on those areas first. Clear communication is the priority.
That's practical advice. What about different types of English? I hear there are differences between American and British English.
Yes, there are differences in spelling, vocabulary, and pronunciation. But don't worry too much. Choose one style and stick with it. People understand both varieties.
Since I work with American companies, should I focus on American English?
That makes sense for your situation. But don't be afraid of British English. Exposure to different varieties makes you a more flexible English user.
How long does it take to reach advanced level? I've been studying for 2 years already.
Everyone learns at different speeds. It depends on how much time you spend practicing, your learning methods, and your opportunities to use English. Be patient with yourself.
Sometimes I compare myself to other learners and feel discouraged. They seem to improve faster than me.
Don't compare. Everyone has different backgrounds and learning conditions. Focus on your own progress. You're doing great by asking these questions and wanting to improve.
Thank you for saying that. What should I do when I feel overwhelmed by how much I still need to learn?
Remember that language learning is a journey, not a destination. Even native speakers learn new words and expressions throughout their lives. Enjoy the process.
That's a good way to think about it. What's the most important advice you can give me for continuing my English learning?
Use English regularly, even if it's just a little bit each day. Find topics you're passionate about and learn English through them. This keeps you motivated and engaged.
I love technology and computers, so I should read and listen to English content about these topics?
Perfect. When you learn about subjects you enjoy, it doesn't feel like studying. You'll learn naturally while following your interests.
This conversation has been very helpful. I feel more confident about continuing my English learning journey now.
I'm glad I could help. Remember, you've already come so far. Keep practicing, stay curious, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Good luck with your English learning.
Thank you so much, Sophia. I'll start applying these tips right away. Maybe we can talk again in a few months to see how I'm doing?
I'd love that. It will be exciting to hear about your progress. Keep up the great work, Alex.